Hello, I'm Matthew Riley. I'm the Chief Information Officer at here. I'm the head of what we call the CSI team, so that stands for Connecting Systems and Intelligence. Our purpose as a team is to really enable people to do their jobs in the best possible way that they can, which ultimately means doing the best they can to support the patients that they care for. It really brings together a number of different elements in the organisation around the use of data. So it's the data itself, it's the clinical information systems that we use and the other systems that we use, and it's things like hardware and software, all the kind of nuts and bolts things that are important to keeping an organisation like ours running and making sure that people have the information and have the systems that they need in order to do their jobs. So we all hold assumptions around trying to fix a problem. We're all very good at fixing somebody else's problem without really understanding. We see this in life generally, and I think healthcare and I think the NHS tends to work on that basis of trying to fix somebody else's problem. Really, the way I tend to approach things is it's really important to study and understand what's going on, and then do the planning. So that's really a way that we try to work. I think as an organisation, but particularly within our team, is to really get under the skin of what the problem is that you're trying to solve. Fix one problem really well rather than trying to fix multiple problems at the same time and then not fixing any of them. So get your focus on the one thing that really matters rather than all this other noise in the system, because it's just too hard to try and fix multiple problems at the same time. So let's fix one really well. This happens, I think, a lot within information and data and IT systems, that we try and fix the wrong thing, and by doing that we end up creating more of a problem than we originally were trying to fix in the first place. It can be very much the case. I think we see that within our own services, how we introduce new systems and then we don't really understand the impact that we were going to have on the existing system. So we're trying to, always trying to make sure that we're not making a step backwards every time we make a step forwards. So that really resonates with me, and it resonates with who we are as an organisation and our approach to how we manage our services and how we run projects, how we make changes as well. So it's very easy to, I think, sometimes try and stick too much to the big picture, so the big strategy type things, and not get into what are the small things that we can do? What are the things that we can do quite quickly and do straight away? We've done things like interoperability, i.e. being able to share information from our services across the health system, where we've done that. So we haven't come up with a huge strategy, we've simply got on with it, and we've tried some things out and we've switched some things on, and then it's worked, and we've started sharing information, and we've done that slowly and steadily through time. It's always been, well, let's just get on and do what we can now with what's available to us. Sometimes the RNLI, the lifeboat service, are quoted as the world's biggest anarchist organisation, because they didn't sit around waiting for the government to set up a lifeboat service. They just got on and did it, and they set one up, and it's now one of the most recognised institutions in the country and has a worldwide reputation. And that came about because people just got on with things and they just decided they were going to do this thing. So why don't we do more of that? So if you want to fix something, go ahead and fix it. Don't wait around for somebody else to fix it for you. So that's my interpretation of good anarchy. What it looks like is people having ideas and having initiatives and things that they want to try out. And we run an advice process within the organisation that's been in place for a while, which I think is a brilliant thing. It's okay to have ideas and it's okay to take initiative and it's okay to do things. You need to get advice though. And that's really our control mechanism, is how you sort the right advice from the right people. You know, sometimes those things work, sometimes they don't, but it's the concept that let's get on and try something and make that change rather than waiting around for somebody else to do it with you. So I think at least half our team have an operational background within another aspect of his operational and clinical services. They haven't necessarily got an IT background, but they understand our business really well, and they understand how our services work. So I started off as the operations manager here, and in fact my background going way back was around transport and logistics before I moved into doing information systems type things. And so I see a huge crossover between those. That really with logistics is about understanding a process really well and trying to make it work as efficiently as we possibly can. And that's exactly the way that we tend to approach our services here. How do we study them and then do the things that make them work as effectively as possible? A good example of this is the way that we work with clinicians to develop reports. So traditional way of doing these things, developing reports, is that we'd write a very detailed specification, and we tend not to do that. We tend to work with clinicians and we'll understand what matters to them and what information and what data really helps them to do their jobs. Not the things that they're told matters, but the things that really matter to them. And then we'll develop reports with them. We use some people will call a rapid prototyping technique, so we'll try and build things quite quickly, sitting alongside the clinician, and then if we get it wrong, it doesn't matter, because we've learned just by trying some things out, we've actually learned, and then we'll try another version, and we'll keep going and going until we've got what they need. We have a really excellent group of people, and I love the cohesion with the team and the way that they work with each other. So this isn't often this is going on around me. It's not me in the middle of that. It's what I hear going on and the ideas bubbling up. Also a great deal of humour that goes with that as well, and people supporting each other. So I really want to see more of that, and I want to see people growing and moving into new roles and learning new things. Generally what happens is people learn themselves, so they have an interest in a certain area, and then we try and get behind people and we try and coach and we run advice processes. So more often than not, when somebody wants to go and explore a certain area, it tends to be from their own interest, and then we support it rather than us directing them at it. One of the exciting things about working here, and perhaps it's the thing that's kept me here actually over this period, is that we do change. So I don't feel like I've had the same job for the last however many years, and I don't think I'll have the same job in fact I know I don't have the same job that I had 12 months ago, because it's changed already within that time scale. We have the huge benefit of being small. So we're a very small organisation in a small fish in a very huge pond, and that creates problems for us because we're always to get our voice heard across the system is always very difficult. However, the flip side of that is that we can make decisions and we can get on with things very quickly, and we can find the things that we are interested in, and we can be really, we can really help and really support. So I think it's a huge advantage for us. We will have a purpose in the future. We have to find what that purpose is, because it will keep changing, and our offer to the wider world will change, and the people here will change, and we will all grow up and we'll be a bit older, and we'll learn to do different things, and we'll learn to make our offer to the world in a different way.